If you want the full story on why the little stock Opendoor became such a big deal, check out the last video about it called Opendoor's Rise to Fame and Plans to Reach Profitability Explained. It's so simple to follow, even the average Gen Z Zoomer would get it. No cap? No cap, seriously. Because fewer and fewer young adults these days are holding the hope of homeownership. So an explainer on a real estate-oriented company is in order. Now, to understand where things are going after the door opened, we must go to the highest office in the land. That's because Opendoor CEO Kaz Najatian said he supports President Donald Trump's proposal to ban large institutional investors from purchasing single-family homes, arguing that home ownership should prioritize families and communities. Najatian emphasized that when families buy homes, they invest in the future of their neighborhoods, adding, "Homes are for families." Responding to market concerns triggered by the proposal, Najatian sought to distinguish Opendoor's business model from that of institutional investors. He said Opendoor is not a long-term home buyer or landlord, explaining that the company's role is to facilitate transactions and help people buy homes, not to hold properties on its balance sheet. Trump announced the proposed ban on his Truth Social platform, stating that high inflation has made home ownership increasingly unaffordable, particularly for younger Americans. He said he plans to urge Congress to formalize the ban through legislation and will outline additional housing affordability measures during a forthcoming speech in Davos. Nonetheless, real estate-related stocks like Opendoor are still overcoming the lingering effects of investor uncertainty over how the proposed policy could affect housing market dynamics and companies connected to residential real estate. On the other hand, such worries started fading away when President Donald Trump ordered $200 billion in purchases of mortgage-backed securities, aiming to lower mortgage rates and ease housing affordability pressures. The announcement lifted shares across lenders, home builders, REITs, and housing-adjacent sectors as investors bet the move could revive demand after a prolonged housing slowdown. Trump said the bond buying program is intended to reduce mortgage rates and monthly payments, emphasizing his administration's focus on making housing more affordable. Federal Housing Finance Agency Director Bill Pult confirmed that government-backed mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac will carry out the purchases. This move could narrow the spread between the 30-year mortgage rate and the 10-year Treasury yield, a key driver of borrowing costs, which may translate into lower mortgage rates. On the flip side, the policy could have mixed effects. Brian Jacobson of Annex Wealth Management noted that while lower rates may encourage some homeowners to list properties, they could also boost demand and partially offset affordability gains. Investors and policymakers have been searching for ways to revive housing activity amid elevated prices and mortgage rates that have sidelined many buyers. Analysts at Jefferies estimated mortgage rates would need to fall into the mid to high 5% range from about 6.2% to meaningfully improve affordability. The move comes as housing policy gains political attention ahead of midterm elections. Trump has also proposed banning Wall Street firms from purchasing single-family homes. Though critics argue the core problem remains housing supply constraints, driven by local zoning and regulation, rather than federal demand-side measures. In any case, Opendoor keeps expanding its reach. It now covers nearly every zip code in the continental United States, marking a major expansion driven by AI. Najatian, who became CEO in September, highlighted the contrast between Opendoor's early growth and its recent rollout, showing that what once took the company 10 years to achieve was effectively replicated nationwide in roughly 10 weeks using AI. Under Najatian's leadership, Opendoor has adopted an AI-first strategy focused on automating pricing, home assessment, and transaction workflows. AI tools have reduced home evaluation times from nearly a full day to about 10 minutes and enabled rapid scaling into new markets that were previously unavailable. As a result, homeowners across most of the U.S. can now receive cash offers upfront, while Opendoor sells their homes at market value. The expansion is part of a broader Opendoor 2.0 strategy that reframes the company as a technology-driven e-commerce platform for residential real estate rather than a traditional home flipper. It's shifting toward higher quality homes, faster transaction velocity, and tighter pricing spreads. Weekly home acquisitions have nearly doubled from about 120 to roughly 230 in recent weeks, while operating costs have been sharply reduced. Investors responded positively to the announcement, viewing the near-national footprint as validation of Opendoor's technology-led execution. Prominent investor Anthony Pompliano praised the development as an example of AI-driven productivity gains, arguing that businesses are only beginning to unlock AI's potential to scale faster with leaner teams. Financially, Opendoor remains unprofitable, but is targeting adjusted net income profitability by the end of 2026. It cut adjusted operating expenses 41% year-over-year in the third quarter to $53 million, and ended the quarter with about $962 million in unrestricted cash after refinancing much of its 2030 convertible debt with equity. So while Opendoor is exposed to uncertainty from housing market cyclicality and dynamic developments in political policy, investors appear encouraged by its rapid AI expansion, improving efficiency, and clearer path toward profitability. For more on Opendoor and other companies, follow Ascencore. See you next time.